Not long.
I want to say good evening, everyone, and welcome to our May 17th, 2020, 6 o'clock regularly scheduled board meeting. I want to welcome you all viewing us, and we appreciate you joining us this evening. Just as a note for the future, thanks to all the citizens for the eSplosh. We're realizing our opportunity to upgrade the really, I want to say disrepair of the microphones in our regular boardroom, but they will be able to do that over the summer. So we will continue to meet virtually, so we won't be in the way. But our Division of Information and Services has assured us that the citizens will have an opportunity still to come and have a place to speak to us when they come to show up at our boardroom. So we'll meet through the summer and virtually while we get that done. It would have been nice if it had come earlier, but we appreciate the sales tax. However, so we will just make that announcement so that we will govern ourselves accordingly. All right, tonight we have an inspirational poem. Ms. McRae.
Yes, thank you. I have a little poem about summer break. It's written like from a teacher to a child. I had looked a little bit at graduation, but since I have a child graduating, I can't do that without risking tears. So I'm going to stick to something a little more lighthearted. So summer is here, but one last thing before you pack up your bag and we hear the bell ring. When you move on to the next year, I hope that you'll know all the strategies I've taught you to help your brain grow. Like, try your best, give it your all. Don't be afraid to take risks. Get back up if you fall. Mistakes are okay. They help you to learn. Stay humble and kind through all that you earn. Be proud of yourself. Always strive to learn more. Know that you have a fan club when you walk through the door. Thank you for your effort this year and the stories you shared with me. Please come back and share your future success. It will make my heart happy. Wishing you a safe summer break to all.
That was great. Thank you, Ms. McRae. Next, we will have our inspiration.
Let me, Lori, write that?
Lori, did you write that?
No, I wish I could claim that, but I totally got that off Google.
Excellent. Yeah.
I've written poems before that. Maybe I'll make that a goal, Dr. Slaw.
Yeah.
All right, next we'll have our students from Matthews Elementary School to bring us our Pledge of Allegiance and character word for the month.
Good evening. My name is Samuel Harrison, and I'm proud to represent Matthews Elementary School at your meeting tonight. As the school year comes to a close, let's talk about accomplishment. Accomplishment is the pride you feel after reaching a goal. There is a motivation that inspired you, challenges you had to face with courage, and decisions you had to approach with wisdom. In order to reach your goal, let's end the school year looking back at our accomplishments and let them be the motivation for whatever is next on the horizon. Please stand with the fifth graders at Matthews Elementary to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice
Thank you, Matthews Elementary School. That was outstanding. Great speaker. Thank you, fifth grader. I would like a motion to excuse Ms. Jackson this evening. We'll do that by a hand vote.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. McCray, second by Ms. Williams. Raise your hand, all in favor, excusing Ms. Jackson today. That passed. All right, next I need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved, Kathy Williams.
Second by,
I'll second.
thank you, Ms. McCray. That's a hand vote also, right, Ms. Jones? All right, all in favor approving the agenda? Any opposed? All right, that passes. All right, we're gonna move on to our Muskogee County School District Teacher of the Year.
Thank you, Ms. Green. I appreciate it very much. As you know, COVID-19, the pandemic, has disrupted lots of things, not the least of which was our Teacher of the Year celebration this past year. However, we were able to celebrate our teachers for an extra year, but we have with us this evening the Executive Director of the Muskogee Educational Excellence Foundation, Marquette McKnight, and she will share with you information about our new Teacher of the Year for 2021. Ms. McKnight.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis. It's my pleasure to see all of you on the screen at least. As Dr. Lewis mentioned, and y'all know that the Teachers of the Year have served for 2 years, and that included some retirements for Teachers of the Year and some moving of schools. But we really did appreciate their extraordinary efforts in serving for 2 years. Some say it was a real bonus because they got that coveted Teacher of the Year parking, reserved parking space right in front of the school for 2 years. Apparently that's a bigger deal than most of us realize. So as everything this year, it was a challenge and an opportunity to recognize and reward the amazing and outstanding Teachers of the Year honorees from all 56 of the MCSD schools and programs. The selection committee, which when schools shut down in March of 2020, the selection committee was just a week away from doing our in-classroom observations. And obviously that wasn't going to happen during a COVID year. That wasn't going to happen exactly like we had assumed it would, even in 2021. Working with the school district, we figured out how to do you guessed it, a Zoom observation where there were 3 or 4 of us in the classroom observing the top 3 honorees. And then the rest of them viewed it on Zoom, either live or that afternoon. And so it gave us a whole new appreciation being in the classroom or observing in a classroom, watching how these teachers did concurrent classrooms. I know I'm not telling y'all anything on the school board because y'all are well aware of this, but it was an obstacle that I doubt many of us, unless we were teachers, would be able to overcome with moving with the ease, the facility, they were just incredibly good in teaching both virtual students and in-person students. We did survey the Teachers of the Year earlier this year and asked them if they would feel comfortable if we had a socially distanced a real gala this year on our normal day in May. And they said about 60% of the teachers said they would prefer a virtual gala. Actually, it was a real surprise to us because we didn't think they would want another virtual thing. But that was before they were able to be vaccinated. And I think that had a lot to do with it. We didn't know then that we would all be moving towards vaccination now. But nevertheless, we decided to have a virtual gala. And kudos to all the people who helped with that virtual gala because it is hopefully the last virtual program that we ever do for anybody. But we were really, the MEF board was really missing the opportunity that we would have had to see those teachers in person, to congratulate them, to high five them, to celebrate them for all their amazing work. And so that afternoon, before the virtual gala, we had a drive-in celebration at the library. Thank you very much, Alan Harkness, and to Greg Arp and MCSD Security for helping us with everything and setting that up, where teachers drove by, sometimes with their fellow teachers, sometimes with their families, sometimes with their little babies and their dogs. One teacher even had hired her brother-in-law to be her driver. She sat in the back seat of the car with a dozen roses and waved at everybody like she was a beauty queen. So it was a fun evening. We were even trying to figure out how we could do something like that in a parade to celebrate these Teachers of the Year. Again, we thought that the virtual program, which has had right now over 7,300 views, and believe it or not, is still growing. It was a good evening, but it was not the way we wanted to celebrate those teachers. We also got another taste of what teachers were doing in the concurrent classroom as we went a virtual program, and then we surprised the MCSD Teacher of the Year at her home, and we were on several different devices, and we were going pre-recorded live, and so there were some technical difficulties, as you can only imagine. So, but we were seconds after it was announced in the virtual recording, we knocked on the MCSD Teacher of the Year's door, Lisa Seeger, who I'm going to introduce in just a moment, and we're able to celebrate with her. We had about 25 folks from the MEF board who were all in their fanciest dress-up clothes and tuxedos. And I turned to David Lewis and said, the neighbors must think either somebody has died and y'all are the undertakers here, or at one point they all had their arms crossed, and I was thinking that they looked more like mafia out for a hit job, which is not what we were doing at Lisa's mom and dad's house, which is where we actually went. Tonight, on behalf of the Muskogee Educational Excellence Foundation, it is my honor to present to you the MCSD Teacher of the Year, Lisa Seeger. And before you hear from her, I want to read you a short excerpt from her Teacher of the Year application. Lisa said, each day, teachers fill classrooms all across America teaching curriculum, but more importantly, teaching students that are in the process of writing their life's story. The amazing thing about the power of a teacher is that uplifting the students in our classroom doesn't just benefit that single student. A teacher's influence can benefit students, family, friends, and neighbors. A teacher's impact from one positive student relationship could reach hundreds or thousands. Education has the power to transform our society one student at a time. Lisa Seeger is what's known as a teacher's teacher. She gave credit to everybody else in her acceptance speech, to everybody else, and most of all, her peers and colleagues in the teaching profession. Lisa teaches 5th grade science at Britt David Magnet Academy. And when we went there for the observation, it looked like, if you saw the virtual show, it looked like we were walking into a karaoke disco. And it didn't take us, I mean, the lights were dimmed and there were lights flashing all around. And the kids were all singing about magnets and the relativity of magnets. I actually learned a couple of things in the in-class demonstration that Lisa was doing. She's going to be a wonderful representative for MCSD and for our entire community. Again, it is my honor to present to you your MCSD 2021 Teacher of the Year, Lisa Seeger.
Oh, thank you so much, Miss Marquette. Good evening, Dr. Lewis, Muskogee County School District Board of Education, and cabinet members. My heart is filled with immense gratitude as I meet with you tonight. I am so grateful to be part of a community that loves its educators so well. The Muskogee County Educational Excellence Foundation is a unique gem in our community. They consistently show their love to educators all over our district in so many amazing ways. And this year they have truly outdone themselves. MEF did not let a little global pandemic stop them from doing what they do best. We are so blessed to have an organization that's willing to pour incredible amounts of time and effort into filling educators' cups so that we can then pour into the lives of our students and make a difference in our community, one student at a time. Tonight, I also want to express my gratitude to the Board of Education, Dr. Lewis, and the entire team at McPeck. Brian Tracy says, the true test of leadership is how well you function in a crisis. I have never been more proud to be a member of Team MCSD. Your leadership enabled our district to reopen and get back to the important business of educating students. MCSD stepped up to provide internet connection, devices, meals, and a safe learning environment for traditional and virtual students. Sadly, not every student in America, or even Georgia for that matter, has had this opportunity. I cannot begin to imagine the weight that you carried as you navigated this past year, but I am grateful that we had you at the helm leading the way. My heart bursts with pride as I think about the tremendous work that occurred in classrooms all across our county this year. MCSD educators did not let the problems associated with teaching during a pandemic interfere with our purpose. We never forgot that once we had students' hearts, we could facilitate learning even in this most difficult set of circumstances. Everybody has members of your family that tell you the story of walking uphill, barefoot in the snow for 3 miles one way. Y'all, this year was our uphill barefoot moment. It was not easy, and some days we felt heavy with the weight that can come in the valleys of life. And never forget the beautiful fruit that was grown in those valleys. We have all grown so much and learned skills that make us better educators. My hope for teachers is that this school year reminded you just how sacred our work is and how important our profession is in the lives of so many. I pray that we never again take for granted the joy that comes from seeing the smile of a child or watching their lips move as they learn to read for the first time. That we remember that we have the power to bring joy, to inspire, and to change our students' lives forever. Our students are the reason we are all here tonight, so I wanted to share some of their stories with you. About 2 years ago, I stopped at McDonald's to pick up a quick dinner before heading home. And as I placed my order, I drove up to the window to pick up my meal. As the young lady opened the window to hand my food to me, she screamed, and startled, I looked up at her, and then I immediately recognized Taylor from my math class. She was a student of mine from 7 or 8 years ago, and I could not believe her reaction because she actually acted happy to see me, and that was a first. Y'all, for 180 days, I had tried desperately to make a connection with her. She scowled and rolled her eyes from the minute she walked into my 7th grade math class until the time she walked out. And if she wasn't scowling, she was putting her head down, and I was constantly asking her to pick it back up. She maintained A's and B's in math that year, but she never seemed to enjoy class, or me for that matter. That's why her reaction was such a pleasant surprise. She began to tell me that she was attending CSU and was majoring in math education. My heart swelled with excitement for her, but I will remember the next few minutes of our conversation in the McDonald's drive-thru for the rest of my life. She went on to tell me that she wanted to teach 7th grade math so that she could have an impact on someone's life like I had had on hers. She was so grateful that I'd never given up on her She said, "Each day you smiled and you showed me love that I needed at that time in my life. I just didn't know how to receive it. I'm so glad you're here now so that I can tell you what you meant to me." About 12 years ago, I taught a student named Candace. She was a cancer survivor. The chemotherapy that had saved her life had taken most of her ability to hear, so she wore hearing aids. And as a 7th grade girl wanting desperately to fit in, she was anxious with the thought of being different. At least 2 days a week, Candace came to math class in tears due to her anxiety. And I knew that she was never going to learn math if she was upset. So we began to have these daily conversations about self-confidence. I worked just as hard that year teaching Candace about self-worth as I did teaching her math. Not a year has gone by that Candace hasn't thanked me for the impact I've made in her life. Candace just earned her master's degree, and she is now the guidance counselor at Forest Road Elementary School because she knows firsthand the impact educators have in the lives of their students and wants to be a part of this important work. And just like Ms. Marquette said, a teacher's impact from one positive student relationship can reach hundreds or thousands of other people in our community. Education truly has the power to transform our society, and it is happening every day in classrooms all across our school district. I'm humbled and honored to have a chance to share a message about the transformative power of education with our community this year.
Congratulations, Ms.
Wow.
Speaker. Thank you so very much for sharing that with us, and congratulations, and thank you for forging a new path in teaching along with your peers and all of the other educators in the Muskogee County School District. Congratulations, and I know you will continue to make us proud.
Absolutely. We're so proud of you, Lisa. Thank you for all that you do each and every day for our students, past, present, and for those yet to come. And I also want to thank MEF and the board of directors. They have done tremendous work, as they always do, but particularly this year, seeming to always uplift our teachers just at the right time with a gift, some kind of a token of appreciation for what they're doing. And I just want to thank MEF for all that you do to help support the excellent teaching that's going on in our schools each and every day. And Lisa, you exemplify all the qualities of the teachers that you represent in our district. And I know you'll do very, very well in competition at the state level. We don't care what the actual result is. We know that you are the teacher of the year for the state of Georgia, no matter what everybody else thinks.
I want to echo what Dr. Lewis and our Chairman Green just said, Ms. Seegers. Just want to say congratulations. We know that this is a heart's work and it's hard work. And I don't think we can recognize teachers enough. So congratulations to you and to MEF and the MEF board. Thank you for all you do for teachers. This has been a hard year for everyone, but y'all have been resilient. So thanks. We appreciate you.
All right, thanks again. Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
We will move on to our system-wide recognitions. And we have our 2020 Outstanding First Year Teacher.
Yes, and I think I believe Miss Watt.
Good evening. I'm Lori Watt, Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and it is my honor and pleasure to recognize our outstanding first-year teacher for both 2020 and 2021. due to the pandemic and the social distancing and virtual learning this past year, we were unable to actually recognize a teacher in 2020. We held on to those nominations and were able to get out with the selection committee and do some observations this year because they only have 1 year to earn this, and we didn't want that to pass us by. So I'd like to first talk a little bit about our 2020 teacher of the Outstanding First Year Teacher, and that is Alyssa Barrow, who is a math teacher at Jordan High School. She's also a recent completer of MCSD's Georgia TAP program, a job-embedded classroom-based non-traditional teacher preparation program tailored for individuals who desire to become a certified teacher. Throughout the program, Mrs. Barrow demonstrated professionalism and deep pedagogical skills that are necessary to promote student growth and achievement. The foundation of Mrs. Barrow's classroom success is the ease at which she builds relationships with her students, engages them in learning, and holds them accountable to her high expectations. It is because of Mrs. Barrow's dedicated work ethic and continuous drive for improvement that she completed Georgia TAP in less than the usual 18-month time frame. She is truly an asset to the education profession, MCSD, and especially to her students. We do have Ms. Barrow on this evening, and I do want to say that Dr. Lewis, myself, the region chiefs were able to go out and recognize her in her school. So I would like to recognize Ms. Barrow at this time.
Yes, once again, thank you guys so much for the opportunity to teach in this district and just to be teaching in general. It is not a path I ever saw myself taking, so it took me by surprise as well. But I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I'm still kind of in shock over it. And this year has been so crazy, as everyone else has said, so it's been an incredible encouragement. But most importantly, I just want to shout out to my Jordan people and my TAP people who have been alongside me every step of the way. My classroom would not be anywhere near like it is right now without them. So they have been pillars to my success for sure. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Barrow. I'm sure we will see great things still to come from you and your classroom and your students. Next, I would like to, move on to the, hold on one second. We'll move on to the Outstanding First Year Teacher for 2021. And that is Kamisha Alexander Wyatt, who is a special needs teacher at Blanchard Elementary. She's a graduate of Columbus State University and is currently working on a master's degree. According to her administrator, Ms. Alexander is enthusiastic about teaching her students, and she encourages them to share the same passion. It is evident that the teacher has a positive rapport with her students based on their mutual respect for each other. She constantly praises her students as they move forward, accomplishing their learning target. Moreover, Ms. Alexander has set high expectations for her students, even though she understands that will need extra support, accommodations, modifications from her to be able to meet them. It was exciting to go into her classroom. She had the kids up and singing, and they had some major vocabulary words they were working on, but they were so excited and enthusiastic about the way they were learning. So at this time, I would like to recognize Miss Alexander Wyatt.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Dr. Lewis, board members, and other distinguished guests. I'd like to thank the Muskogee County School District for recognizing me as an outstanding first-year teacher. I'm both humbled and honored to receive this prestigious award. Special thanks to Dr. Lewis, Mr. Matt Bell, and Ms. Lori Watt for presenting me with this award. I would like to thank my principal, Stephanie Dalton, and my assistant principal, Elizabeth Lester, for advocating for me during the hiring process and for being formidable leaders. I would also like to thank Andrea Toole and Melissa Phelps for being my sounding boards, nurturing my talent, and coming in early and staying late to help me through this entire process. Thank you to my Blanchard family. Lastly, thank you to my family for making sacrifices and supporting my dream, and to my students for allowing me to serve you. Emily Earhart said, "The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity." This school year, we all made a conscious decision to act. We endured COVID-19 protocols and concurrent teaching because we believe that preparing our students for college and careers is worth it. As we conclude this school year and be prepared for the next one, let us continue to be tenacious educators and affect change in our schools and communities. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you, Ms. Alexander Wyatt, and
Congratulations.
congratulations again. Ms. Watt, are you going to continue on with the media specialist?
I am going to now, first of all, thank you, Ms. Alexander Wyatt. We were excited to be in your classroom, and we will also hear from you in the future, I have no doubt. So yes, I'll move on.
Thank you so much.
We'll work, I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Marissa Brookins. She is the content specialist for media and technology, and she's going to honor Ms. Shay Webster as our media specialist of the year. Ms. Brookins?
Yes, thank you for having me. So my name is Marissa Brookins, and I am the K-12 Media and Technology Content Specialist for Muskogee County School District. The Library Media Specialist of the Year Award is co-sponsored by the Georgia Library Media Association and the Georgia Association of Instructional Technology. It was established to recognize K-12 library media specialists with dynamic, innovative programs and whose instructional collaborations foster student engagement and achievement. I'm here this evening to recognize not only our district library media specialist of the year, but also our newly announced regional library media specialist of the year, Shay Webster from North Columbus Elementary. Shay is currently one of 11 across the state representing their region. The state winner will be announced at the Georgia Library Media Association's Summer Institute in June. Shay began as a classroom teacher at Midland Academy in 2007. She has been teaching from the Media Center in what I call the largest classroom of the school for the past 5 years. Shay says her favorite part of the job is getting to know each student personally and being part of their journey as she fosters their love of reading, creating, and exploring new ideas. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share Shay's accomplishments with you all tonight and celebrate her as a media specialist who collaborates with classroom teachers, integrates joy of reading and use of technology into her lessons, manages resources for her school, and most importantly, she loves her students. And I believe we have Shay with us tonight.
Yes, I am here. Thank you so much, Marissa, board members, and Dr. Lewis. I would like to say, first say thank you to the teachers and administration at North Columbus Elementary for nominating me for this award. Without them, I would not be able to support the students and teachers in the Media Center. I truly believe that the Media Center is the heart of the school and should offer a welcoming environment for all students, which is what I strive to create daily. I am so grateful for this honor and will continue to make my district proud. My job is to foster a love for reading for each of my students, and that is my passion. Thank you again for recognizing me.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Webster, for all that you do.
Thank you.
And now, board members, we will recognize our 2021 aspiring principal cohort.
Good evening, Dr. Lewis, members of the board. Madam Chair, thank you so much for the opportunity to be with you tonight and discuss some of the things that have been going on with our cohort this year. This particular year, we started our first aspiring principal cohort amidst the pandemic and amidst a lot of different things going on. It consisted of 13 assistant principals who were accepted through an application process. These APs participated in a variety of trainings and collaborative activities that included data teams training and coaching, a book study, principal panel discussions, principal shadowing, and the development of a 90-day plan. This resulted in a time commitment to exceed 40 hours of participation in addition to their normal job responsibilities, as well as all of the training that was provided to all APs. In a minute, I will allow them to introduce themselves to you. But this group developed a great chemistry throughout the year, despite all of their interactions being through Zoom. They've set the bar high for future cohorts and painted a bright picture of the future of MCSD and its leadership. It has truly been an honor to work with this group, and we look forward to their ongoing and future contributions as leaders in our district. So I just want to say congratulations to this group. They, like I said, they've set the bar high, and they have provided us valuable feedback to help better the offering for future cohorts as well. And so with that, I just want to say congratulations to them. And I just want each of them to just introduce yourself, your name, your position, and your location. And I will, just so people aren't talking at the same time, I will call on you by name. So Ms. Phillips, if you would start.
Good evening, I'm Ann Taylor Phillips, and I'm the assistant principal at Fox Elementary School.
Thank you. Dr. Williams.
Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Williams. I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to all of our district leaders. I am the assistant principal at Eagle Ridge Academy.
Thank you. Dr. Walker.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Victoria Walker. I am the assistant principal at Lonnie Jackson Academy. And I just want to say thank you to Dr. Lewis and to the board members and Dr. Smith. Thank you.
That was Monique Williams.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson.
Hi, I'm Emily Wilson. I am the assistant principal at Diamond Elementary Magnet Academy.
Thank you. Dr. Millage Miller.
Good evening, I am Dr. LaShonda Millage Miller, and I am the current assistant principal at Hannon Magnet Academy.
Thank you. Ms. Bastine.
Good evening. I am Melanie Bastine, and I'm the assistant principal at Rigdon Road Elementary School.
Thank you. Dr. Cook.
Good evening, everyone. I am Keisha Cook, and I serve as one of the assistant principals at the historic William Henry Spencer High School. And this was an amazing experience. Thank you all.
Thank you. Ms. Albright.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Danya Albright, one of the assistant principals at Kendrick High School, and it has been an amazing experience. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Mr. McNeil.
Good evening, Mardreese McNeil. I serve as assistant principal at Hardaway High School.
Thank you. Dr. Lawrence.
Hello, everyone. Stephon Lawrence, assistant principal at Aaron Cone Middle School. And I want to thank Dr. Lewis, the board, and Dr. Smith especially for an amazing opportunity for growth and camaraderie.
Okay, and I think I have everybody that's on tonight. Did I miss anybody? All right, thank you. Just thank you, Dr. Lewis and board and Keith Seifert, just for your support through all this. It's been a great experience, and we're looking forward to continuing this work. Thank you.
Thank you for your leadership as well, Dr. Smith.
Thank you all so very much, and congratulations. Next, we'll move on to recognizing the Young Georgia Authors Writing winner.
Yes, hi, good evening. I'm Margie Riles, and I am the Literacy Content Specialist for the Muskogee County School District for grades 6 through 12. I am one of the organizers of this writing competition for the Muskogee County School District. The writing contest is sponsored by the Georgia Language Arts Supervisors and the Georgia RESA Network with support from the Georgia Department of Education. It's open to students in grades K through 12 and includes all types of writing, such as short stories, poetry, essay, research reports, and other forms. The purpose of the Young Georgia Authors Writing Competition is to encourage students to develop enthusiasm for and expertise in their writing, to provide a context to celebrate their writing successes, and to recognize student achievement in arts and academics. And so we have a district level winners, and then we have RESA level winners, and then we have state level winners. And so tonight I would like to honor our regional level winner, which is an 11th grade student from Shaw High School. Her name is Victoria Duke, and I think she's on with us. And the title of her piece that won her the RESA level is entitled Carrying the Wind. So please congratulate Victoria Duke, the high school student from Shaw High School. Congratulations, Victoria.
Victoria, did you want to say anything?
You to all of you.
And I think Ms. Gunn, her teacher, told me that she's never entered a writing competition before, and this was her first time, and she made it all the way to the regional level. So that is a big honor. So congratulations.
Yes, congratulations, Victoria. Continue with the hard work.
Thank you.
Next, we will recognize Georgia student athlete for lacrosse. Mr. Battles.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Green. Tonight, we would like to take a moment to recognize Ms. Christine Vaughn from Columbus High School. She has been named the Georgia Student Athlete of the Year for lacrosse. Christine is a senior at Columbus High School. She was also selected as an all-star defender in the sport and is Columbus High's most valuable player for the 2021 lacrosse season. During her high school career, she played flag football, lacrosse, and softball. Christine has received numerous individual and team recognitions. She will also continue her career next year playing softball at Columbus State University. Christine was not able to join us this evening.
Congratulations, Ms. Christine. Mr. Battles.
Next, we have the Georgia High School Association Rifle State Championship for 2021. We want to congratulate the Northside High School rifle team who placed second this year in the Georgia High School Rifle State Championship. They competed on Saturday, April 24th in Griffin, Georgia. They finished second overall following a perfect season with 5 regular season matches won, as well as the sectional and semifinal matches. They were also the Area 1 champions for the second year in a row. Coach Lieutenant Colonel Hernandez is their coach, and Mr. Marty Richburg is their principal.
Are any other students on?
No, ma'am, they were not able to join us tonight.
Okay, thank you. So congratulations to the Northside Rifle team. And next we'll have Ms. Susan Slater to present to us the 2020 Vision District.
Good afternoon, everyone. The 2020 Vision was a brainchild of Georgia Commissioner of Agriculture, Gary Black, working with our state school superintendent, Mr. Richard Woods, and Ms. Misty Freeman from the Georgia Farm to School program and Golden Radish, and of course with the school nutrition program. And the main mission of this was to promote locally grown, Georgia grown products to be served, fruits and vegetables to be served in our school nutrition program statewide. And this began in 2015, and they named it the 2020 Vision. And we were a big part of that. The Muskogee County School Nutrition did receive the award, one of the awards called 2020 Vision. And Dr. Lewis, I don't know if you wanted to say anything or not, but on behalf of Muskogee County School District, Dr. David Lewis, Superintendent of Education, received notice that the Muskogee County School District School Nutrition Program has excelled in meeting the 2020 Vision for school nutrition and is being recognized as a 2020 Vision District. The Muskogee County School Nutrition Program collected and provided the information that allowed the Georgia State Nutrition Program to share their farm to school success with state and local leaders. The Georgia State Nutrition Program said, "We are incredibly proud of the work that allowed us to announce that in the 2019-2020 school year alone, over $59 million were spent on Georgia-grown foods served in school meals across our state. Our collaborative efforts have positively impacted our communities and students, and those successes are worth sharing with your entire school community." Dr. Lewis said, "The award is based on our program's demonstrated commitment to include Georgia-grown foods in at least 20% of each meal. This local farm-to-table program was a success. Congratulations to the Muskogee County School Nutrition Program on your success in being named a 2020 Vision District.
Madam Chair, that I would just be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity and point of personal pride to thank Ms. Schlater for her leadership in our school nutrition department. She has served as a tremendous director for our department, and as you know from our agenda, she will be retiring effective June 1st. And I just want to personally take this opportunity, I know you all join me in congratulating Ms. Schlater and thanking her for her years of commitment and service to our school district and the children we serve. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure and an honor and a truly team effort. You couldn't do it by yourself for sure.
And that school nutrition program has an excellent team. I want to say thank you and congratulations on behalf of our board to you and the entire school nutrition program. And we wish you success and happiness in your retirement.
Thank you very much.
We do congratulations on your retirement. And of course, you will be missed by the district. You definitely will be missed by me. You always bring a complete and thorough report on everything that you do.
Thank you very much.
You've taken this to another level, and I appreciate everything you've done. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your accomplishments and your retirement, and know that we appreciate you.
Thank you.
I just want to ditto what everyone has already said. Thank you for your many years of service. You will truly be missed. You've left your mark here in Muskogee County, and we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to have to say ditto too, because everybody has said it so well. But thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, board members. Next, we'll have Mr. Goldberg to present the Associated Builders and Contractors Award.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Board. I would also like to thank Ms. Schlater for all her hard work these past years. Working with her has been nothing but a pleasure. I am happy to be here tonight to present the Associated Builders and Contractors of Georgia 2020 Award of Excellence for the Spencer High School project. This is an institutional award for projects from $25 to $50 million. Raylan and Associates was our construction manager on this project, and this beautiful, very heavy award has been presented to the Muskogee County School District for excellence in construction management. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Bobby Hecht and Rexon Bird, who were with our district at that time in the construction department. They are both now retired. And also thank our current architect on staff, Ray Carrion, for his work on that as well. Very prestigious award, and we will bring this over to Spencer High School and put it in their trophy case and display it very, very proudly. Mr. Dan Trotter is here if y'all have any questions, but I don't really think he has any comments or remarks to make. We're very proud of this.
Mr. Trotter, did you want to say anything?
Yes, just we were certainly blessed to work in that project with the Muskogee County School District as well as Freeman and Associates, and we think that things went very smoothly, and we're just happy for that award from Muskogee County School District.
Thank you, Mr. Trotter.
And Mr. Goldberg is holding up there. Impressive. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Trotter. Congratulations.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. The ABCD Award will be presented by Ms. Arleska Castillo.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Today, we will be presenting two winners for the April Award and also for the May. I will be beginning with the April Award. This April's Award will go to Debbie Freeman. Debbie Freeman was nominated for the ABCD Award by her supervisor, Dr. Angela Vickers Ward, and several members of her student services team, such as Dr. Trachilla Nelson, Jeff Battles, Robin Barber, Jeannie Paul Hamus, and Sonia Sheehan. Ms. Friedman began her career with the district in February 2011, providing administrative support to St. Elmo and our JROTC program. In 2018, she joined the Student Services Division as the executive assistant for Dr. Vickers Ward. According to the Student Services Leadership Team, Debbie Freeman epitomizes care and a servant heart with stakeholders in Muskogee County School District. She strives to ensure the families, students, and schools' needs are all met. She seeks solutions and comfort for families that they are often told how calm and peaceful Debbie makes them feel. Examples of her coordination and kindness are endless. Serving as a bridge, Debbie communicates with staff, mentors, and mentees regularly. Ms. Freeman researches and provides materials to mentors for the use with students. Additionally, you can find Ms. Freeman showing support to all division members through kind gestures such as phone calls, motivational graphics, and inspirational words. She always seeks ways to spread kindness and love. Her kind spirit is evident in her genuine desire to be a team player in all her division areas. Her dedication and commitment can be seen through service by those who interact with her. Serving is her desire in any capacity. Rather, lending a hand by providing front desk coverage for McPack or any other service area in the district to help serve the schools. She serves naturally. I cannot think of anyone more deserving of an honor than Debbie. She most definitely is the epitome of we, as she is a great source of support, kindness, and love for all that she encounters. I believe we have Ms. Freeman joining us today.
Yes, can you hear me, Ms. Castillo? Thank you for that. That was beautiful. Thank you. I would like to say, first off, good evening, Madam Chair, Dr. Lewis, and distinguished school board members. I'm extremely honored to be receiving such an important award and would like to thank everyone that nominated me. I'm so truly grateful and humble for this recognition. It is a blessing to work under the direction of such an amazing leader and visionary as Dr. Angela Vickers Ward. I've learned so much from her since starting this position in October of 2018. Also, I'd like to thank our awesome team in the Division of Student Services. We truly embody the slogan, teamwork makes the dream work, as we strive to provide relentless service to all. I sincerely thank each one of you for helping me reach a stage where I can proudly hold up this award as a mark of achievement. My goal is to get better each day in my role and will always continue to go above and beyond the call of duty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. And we also have our May Award that goes to Beverlyn Ely. She prefers to go by Bev. Beverlyn, known by her colleagues, was nominated for the ABCD Award by her supervisor, Dr. Tim Smith. She joined the Muskogee County School District family in July 2016 as a federal programs specialist. She continues to serve in this role, positively impacting the lives of both parents and students. According to Dr. Smith, Bev has immersed herself in her role as program specialist since she first joined the federal program team several years ago. She is a true advocate for students and their families and always has an infectious, positive outlook. I challenge anyone to find Bev without a smile and a kind word. To name several examples of her impact and commitment to our district and community, she took the work she did with her first daughter going off to college and developed a workshop that helped families identify scholarship opportunities for their students that she now delivers annually. She developed a personal passion to learn a second language and has creatively woven that goal into her personal life to include watching shows and movies in Spanish, as well as attending church services provided in Spanish to further embed the acquisition of the language. Bev has partnered with Ana Maria de Rojas, our bilingual parent liaison, to develop and implement our inaugural class for Spanish-speaking parents to come and learn conversational English. She also has had an ongoing book drive where she has delivered the donations to community barbershops, so our students had something to read when they spent time there waiting to get their hair cut. Her creative approach to her job is visible and much appreciated by me, her peers, and many others. She is well deserving of the May ABCD Award. I believe we also have Bev on the phone with us. Miss Ely? Oh, there you go. Hello. I think you are muted.
Oh,
hello.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you for having me this evening. I'd like to thank Dr. Smith for this nomination, and I'd like to thank our board and Dr. Lewis and our cabinet members And our wonderful federal programs team, we all work very closely together, and everything that I do is alongside our wonderful federal programs team and Dr. Smith. And so I'm very grateful and honored and humbled for this award. Thank you so much for this blessing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that wraps up our ABCD awards. Thank you, everyone.
And that wraps up recognitions, look like.
Madam Chair, it may have been a pandemic, but clearly our students and our staff have distinguished themselves throughout the course of the year and could not be more proud.
Could not. I agree. All right, board members, moving along to our public agenda. We had 3 people signed up, and I'm not sure if anyone is in the boardroom yet. Mr. Jacobson?
Yes, we are here.
All right. I want to go ahead and make the disclaimer. The first person that's on the list is Gail Payne, then Joshua Brandt, and Barbara Skoke. All official meetings of the board shall be open to the press and the public. However, the board may meet in executive session. Citizens are encouraged to address items on the board agenda or to initiate presentations of issues appropriate for school board consideration. The board meeting is not the appropriate place to review individual employee performance or individual parent complaints that have not been addressed by the principal or superintendent. Citizens are encouraged to follow the normal channel to address such problems, and each speaker will have 5 minutes. Ms. Payne?
Good afternoon, or I should say good evening. I want to thank you for this opportunity first to be able to speak about a certain situation that a lot of my friends who have grandchildren are concerned about. And after seeing all these wonderful teachers, I don't think that we need to be as frightened about the subject as we are now. And I'm just going to read, because if I don't, I'll mess up and I'll miss my opportunity to say what I need to say. Let's see. I was going to tell you that I am a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I'm a great-grandmother. And I've worked with children all of my life, all of my adult life. I'm a Sunday school teacher. Children are precious to me. All children are precious to me. All races are precious to me. This concern will affect innocent, this what I'm going to talk about will affect innocent lives of all races. I have no children that attend Muskogee Public Schools. I do have friends and grandparents that are concerned about their grandchildren. It seems to me our country is in a grave danger of becoming a communist country. Our forefathers fought for America that made America a place where we could have liberty and free speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly. We have fought 2 major wars to keep our lands free. Since January, lives have been turned upside down, and our government has made havoc of so many lives. Let's see here, I've lost my place. And I'm afraid it's our children who have suffered the most.
Whose government has done this?
Our government, ma'am, our government has. We have a crucial race therapy that has popped up, and we're concerned about it being taught in our schools. The name of it is the critical race theory, and we would like to know if this is going to be a curriculum in the future of our schools.
Go ahead, ma'am, and continue.
No, I'm asking a question. What will be the curriculum in our schools coming up in the future?
And Dr. Lewis, you may be able to get someone to.
Sure, we'll follow up with her. That's no problem. If I can get her. Ms. Jones, do you have her contact information?
I do. I have her contact information.
I'll be happy to follow up with you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Okay, with your remaining 2 minutes now.
Okay. We pray that the racial race theory will never be a subject that you would even contemplate. President Trump issued an executive order banning critical race theory based on training programs in the federal government. The day President Biden took office, he canceled President Trump's order. Our neighbor in our community has a sticker on her car. It says, "I am just a normal mom just trying to raise my kids not to be communists." And I hate to bring this subject up because it's been such a pleasant evening, and I do apologize for that. But this is concerns of a lot of our Americans, not just Columbus, Georgia, but a lot of our Americans. And I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We have your number and I will follow up with you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's 706-897.
We have it, Ms. Payne.
You
we
got
have
it? Okay,
Yes.
I apologize.
Yes,
Was that not what he was asking?
I said I have the number and I will follow up with you. I didn't want you to put your phone number out there for everybody in the world to hear.
Well, everybody wants to call me. Please do. I would love to talk to you. Thank you so much, and God bless you all for being
Yes,
the
ma'am.
teachers and the people that we need you to be.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Mr. Joshua Brandt.
Hello, my name is Joshua Brandt. I'm the parent of a kindergartner at Clubview Elementary. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of Muskogee County, Muskogee School District, faculty, and parents. Since the start of COVID, there has been fierce debate as to how best control the spread of the disease. Initial reaction by MCSD was no in-person classes, followed by the choice model that mandated all in-person students and teachers be masked. Jumping ahead to today, it is my and many other parents' conclusion that the requirement to mask our children should be left to the parents. COVID mitigation measures at MCSD included enhanced sanitary procedures, increased hand washing, social distancing, masking, and requiring students who were sick or running a fever to stay home. To assume that any single measure employed was the most effective is illogical at best. If we reference current events, we see that states with the most relaxed guidelines on masking and social gathering are seeing record low numbers, while states that have been most restrictive have dealt with more prolonged recoveries. Speaking specifically, Texas, one of the most open states throughout all of the COVID pandemic, has had 0 deaths as of today. Excuse me, today was 0 deaths. Some have raised the concern for safety of the teachers and other students if we go to a mask choice model. Some have even gone as far as saying teachers will be risking their lives. I find comments like these to be emotional and not based in logic. Currently, the COVID vaccine is available to all adults and children over 12. The CDC has stated that if you are vaccinated, you do not need to wear a mask. If teachers are concerned, they have all tools at their disposal to be vaccinated and be safe. Children experience a lower rate of infection and hospitalization from COVID, so parents with concerns about infections are free to keep their children masked. On the point of mask wearing, the CDC recommends a child's ability to wear a mask needs to be assessed. Can they wear it correctly, to include washing hands prior to donning the mask? And are they ensuring proper fit? Can they avoid frequent touching of the mask in the face? Can they limit excessive saliva on the mask? Can they remove it without assistance? As a parent, I can assure you that not all of these standards for proper wear can be guaranteed on any given day. Excuse me. Which makes me question, if they can't be worn properly, why are they being forced to wear them at all? The CDC has stated that it's permissible to not wear a mask outside when social distancing can be maintained. Yet Dr. Lewis has said due to that not being achievable for elementary, our children must remain masked while outdoors. Why are we cherry picking which guidelines we must follow from the CDC? Lastly, based on the absence of a child psychologist on the MCSD medical board, I am of the opinion we are ignoring a huge facet of the emotional toll on our kids for a virus with a 99.5% survival rate. In conclusion, going forward to the next school year, give the right to choose back to parents. Allow us to choose what's best for our kids and our families. We are all expected to assess our risks and step into the world each day. Denying parents the right to do what's best for their families devalues our roles and responsibilities as parents and as role models. It is for this and all the previous reasons and references provided that I say give parents the choice to do what is best. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, Mr. Brandt. Is Mrs. Scott there? Barbara Scott? All right, then looks like that concludes.
No, I'm here. It's just us here though, so you got to give us a little bit.
Go ahead.
Oh, my 5 minutes starts. Okay, hi y'all. God bless Josh, because I don't have to say any of that, and he's absolutely right. Everything he said, backtrack true. God bless Gail. Oh my God, bless her heart. That's our next battle, so don't worry. I spoke last week, but again, I'm Barbie. I'm Muskogee County's reps for Moms Against the Mandatory Masking of Our Children. I'm going to read also this time because I screwed up our website last time. It's www.momsagainstmandatorymasking.com. We're not against optional masking. That's actually what we're fighting for. So if people want to wear masks, they can, and we think they should. However, with vaccines being so great and abundant and readily available, I hope those who want to and need to get a vaccine, and we can all be maskless, most specifically our children though. So for those that would like to link up with us, this year, this was all pushed on us and there was nothing we could do about it because it was so unknown. Next year, if Mr. Lewis chooses to make the same decisions and keep masks mandatory, then we need to be ready to push back on that. We weren't allowed to push back. I pushed back a lot this year and I thought I was all by myself. Come to find out, after last week, there were tons of people just asking very common sense questions and getting non-responses just like me. We just asked, what are the goalposts? What are the numbers? Like, we get it that it's unknown, but what markers do we have to get to go back to school? What do we have to do for you not to tell us a week before school is about to start that school is not going to start for another 2 weeks? We need to just be able to be more involved in the decision-making process in Muskogee County. Like, it's either our school district or it's not. And so we need to have a say, even though we're not just going to sit here and parrot everything everyone wants us to say. And so, yeah, we're the odd men out here. We get it. We know, like, that's just how that goes. But if we're going to be an educational and academic institution that just says, do as we say, rather than ask questions, and this is why we're doing it, and this is who's involved, then that's not very educational or academic. I would go off like that. This is sad, what I'm about to say, but we are where we are. The thing that makes science science is that it welcomes an opposing view. It allows for scrutiny of data. It allows for assumptions to be questioned. It allows for you to disprove what has been proven already. That's what science is. And so when you have the issue of COVID, and you have people being attacked or silenced because they're not repeating like parrots what other people are saying, now you know it's not about science. Now you know it's become something else, and that makes me question it even more. And so here we are. And so since our questions are never answered with anything other than, I share that desire and I defer to my medical panel, I emailed everyone on the medical panel. I got one response out of 19 people. Okay, well, Dr. Lewis said he's not an MD, so he defers to the medical panel. He just gave us the names a week ago of who was on the medical panel that he deferred to at the beginning of the year and all year long. We finally got the names 11 days before the end of school, so thank you. At least we have them for next year. However, when I got the one email back, they responded for 4 doctors. I simply got an outdated CDC PDF. They said, we defer to the CDC. And I said, great. So now that the CDC has changed their guidance, will you? No response. So that's all I get from the medical panel, but I didn't elect the medical panel, and the medical panel is obviously not mine and doesn't work for me. So I'm not really sure why we need a medical panel if they're just going to defer to the CDC. But are we going to follow CDC guidance, or are we just going to do whatever Dr. Lewis says, or are we going to do what the medical panel says, or are you going to let us in on this conversation next year? Because that's really all we want. We just want optional masking, and I don't really see how you can mandate it, but I do want to make sure we're organized next year in case you do, or in case you do it again for a next one, or even for the next battle. So anybody that just wants to be a part of speaking back with Muskogee County School District, we're here. We can see why nobody comes and nobody's involved. Nobody shows up. The school board's not even here. Nobody's here. I mean, I'm assuming the superintendent's here, maybe up in his office. So you're in the building, maybe?
I am not.
No, so everybody's in their comfy home, but we're here waiting all this time to speak. I mean, poor gal is like, I just want to talk about something that's going to affect us in the future. And she's talked back to like, she's not making any sense. So, okay, yes, I'm done. www.momsagainstmandatorymasking.com. Thank you. Sorry, Miss Green.
Thank you. Have a good evening. All right, Miss Board members, we are moving on to our action agenda.
Ms. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just wondering, in light of all the comments, I think Dr. Lewis, you're going to continue to meet with that panel and bring back recommendations for us to vote on regarding the latest available information that you have. Is that how we're doing that?
Or if not for us to vote on, as the educational leader, he will give guidance.
I'll make, yes.
That's correct. I'm sorry. You're going to make that decision.
Right.
Because I was wondering that as the speakers were speaking, just as those are parents who want optional masking, there are parents who want mandatory masking. And so I know that there's a lot of considerations that we have. I also noticed that there was a comment that it should be a parent's choice whether kids wear masks, but there are also other health conditions that I'm wondering if these parents think that maybe it's a parent's choice to send their children to school with fevers, because when kids come to school with fevers, they can that affects other children at the school, and that impacts the health of the other children at the school. So I'm just wondering how we were going to do all of this. And I know you're going to be listening to all the health panel, all those people that are on the panel. They may not be doctors, but they're on the panel, and bring us the best decision based on the information available.
Ms. Buck, I've been very consistent since we implemented the medical panel last spring. I'm very pleased with where we've responded as a district. And I appreciate very much the time given to our panel by the experts who are epidemiologists, pediatricians. They represent the CDC, the Department of Public Health. I'm very comfortable with who we are utilizing and the expertise they bring to the table. I will continue to listen to them as we make our decisions, and we have already made some adaptations. One of the incorrect statements this evening was the fact that we don't that we require masks outdoors. We have modified that in line with the CDC. We are not requiring masks outdoors. We will require masks for the remainder of the school year, and we'll make other future decisions, again, based on the guidance we receive from the professionals and the experts.
Thank you. And also, is there a way so that one of the parents say that they don't know who's on the panel? Is there any way we can?
It's on the website.
Thank you. Put it on the website. Okay, so we want to make sure that everybody has access. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And we welcome people's thoughts and opinions, but again, we have to make decisions for 31,000 students, 5,000 employees, and all indirectly for all those that impact throughout our community. So it's not an easy decision ever to make it, and I fully realize people are passionate about their particular side, but we're going to defer to the experts in the field.
Dr. Lewis, just a general question. How have we communicated to the parents in preparation for next year? Have we?
We have
said
not made that
doing
decision yet.
in person or choice or?
We have
Yeah.
said for the last 2 months that we are going to be going back in person.
Right.
And that we'll be using a very restricted virtual option for those medically fragile children or those who are medically fragile in their homes. They'll be able to apply for that restricted virtual environment based on medical, their doctor's notification and documentation on balance with how the students have performed academically if they've been virtual to this point. So we'll be moving forward with that. We're finalizing that as well. And we'll have that information out for all of our parents consider. But by and large, we are expecting everybody to be back in person to start the fall at this point for the based on what we know at this time.
Okay, sounds great.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And also, just as a reminder, I think that the superintendent, the faculty and staff, the entire administration, all of our dedicated and committed employees who are inside of the school buildings did an excellent job, missed something that we had no idea. None of us knew then, and guess what? We still don't know. And I think that everybody did a good job. And the best thing that we could have done was provided an opportunity for parents to have a choice.
Absolutely.
And we were able to do the concurrent teaching. We had students virtual, we had students in person, we had employees virtual, and we had employees in person. And so I think that that was the best option, and we made the best out of it. And I want to, this is the end of the school year, and I want to just take this moment right now to say thank you again, as we have continued to say as board members. We've continued to emphasize our gratitude and our appreciation for the dedication and all the hard work that everybody put into it. There is no right answer. And when we start up in August, we still won't have the right answer, but we will be making the best decisions possible. The superintendent will be following subject matter expert guidelines, suggestions and recommendations to keep our students healthy and safe, keep our employees healthy and safe so that we can focus on learning.
Madam Chair, I'd like to just follow up on that and just say thank you to our students, because I have been unbelievably impressed with how our students have reacted to this. It was sudden, and then it wasn't, but every single class has responded equally with just resolve, get it done. What do we have to do? How can we do it? How can we do it safely? And our students actually have led the way in so many cases. So I don't want to go without being said to our student classes in the last 2 years, thank you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, now we're ready to go into our action agenda. The superintendent is recommending the appointment of the new principal for Hannah Magnet Academy. The name is familiar, Dr. Millage Miller, because we just listened to her introduce and aspiring principals cohort. Is there a motion?
I will move for that approval.
I will second the motion.
Motion by Ms. Williams, second by Ms. Chambers, on the appointment of Ms. Millage Miller, Dr. Millage Miller, for Hannah Magnet Academy. Are there any questions? We are prepared to vote. All right, that passes. Congratulations, Dr. Miller. Is it still on?
I'm on. Yes. Thank you all so much. I did come with a speech prepared. I want to first say greetings to the board members, to the cabinet members, Dr. Lewis, Region Chiefs, other district leaders, and key stakeholders. It is with great honor and humility that I come before you today with a thankful heart to express my gratitude. I want to acknowledge and thank God first, because without Him, I would certainly be nothing. I want to also thank my mom, who paved the way for me as she put in so many long hours, 40 plus years in a classroom as a teacher. And watching her commitment, watching her dedication, and her love for learning, her compassion, and her sacrifices taught me how to endure and persevere through the many setbacks and the many tribulations that I experienced in my own personal and my professional journey. But it is with great faith that I continue to press and serve others along the way. As a classroom teacher, I always taught with high expectations, and I was willing to put in the work to ensure that all of my students reached their highest and reached their greatest potentials. For me, 99 just wouldn't do. I didn't stop until I reached 100 and until all of my students passed their state assessments and any other challenges that they encountered. I was even that teacher who cried in many parent conferences because of the weight that some of my students carried and my determination to help them succeed. And when I think about this, I'm reminded of a poem that reads, "Who will cry for the little boy, lost and all alone? Who will cry for the little boy abandoned without his own? Who will cry for the little boy he cried himself to sleep? And who will cry for the little boy he never had for keeps? Who will cry for the little boy he walked the burning sand? Who will cry for the little boy inside the man? Who will cry for this little boy who knows well hurt and pain? Who will cry for the little boy who died again and again? Who will cry for the little boy, a good boy he tried to be? Who will cry for this little boy who cries inside of me? Well, I continue to cry. I continue to advocate. And I continue to educate all students who come through the doors of our schools searching for the answers. This was my goal each year as a classroom teacher. And now as an appointed principal, I lead with this same persistence and sense of urgency. It is not my aim to change everything all at once, but I believe that if I choose wisely, seek godly counsel, and work together transparently with others who have a vested interest in the overall success of our school community, progress in a few areas will lead to great victories in many more. I once read a statement that says great leaders have a vision, a strong sense of what their organization seeks to achieve and what their team needs to become to realize that vision. And I am a faithful leader. I am a visionary leader, one who sees the expected end results and takes the necessary steps and actions needed to get there. One who sees potential and possibilities in times of change and times of confusion. And one who walks by faith and not by sight. Again, I thank you. I am honored. And I vow to uphold my duties and my responsibilities as I support this mission, the vision of my superintendent and the Muskogee County School District. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Miller, and congratulations again. Thank you so very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Congratulations to you. I see that you're Albany State Ram. I just had to add that in there.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, item 5.02. Superintendent is recommending the appointment of a new principal of Veterans Memorial Middle School, the appointment of Dr. Robert Ogborn.
I'd like to move to approve, please.
Motion by Ms. Chambers, second by
Ms. Buckner.
Second by Ms. Buckner. Are there any questions? All right, we're ready to vote now.
While we await these votes, I just want to tell all the candidates, generally we would be on our feet and we would be celebrating these accomplishments because they are not small. So thank you all.
Thank you, and that passes. Congratulations, Mr. Ogburn.
Good evening. Thank you to the Board of Education. I'm excited and honored to be here. Greetings this evening. I wanted to start with thanking my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be here without him and guiding me along this path in life. I want to thank my wife, Natalie, who's been there with me for 15 plus years and been my rock and my support throughout everything. I want to thank my parents. I had great parents growing up that have been beside me, and I'm, just thrilled to make them proud. My sister for being there for me always and being my best friend through life. I want to thank her. Thank you, Dr. Lewis and the Board of Education tonight for approving the appointment. Thank you to Mr. Baker and Mr. Bell for their confidence in me and their backing. I appreciate that. I would not be where I am today without great educators along the way. I'm a product of the Muskogee County school system. I attended Clubview, Richards, and Hardway High School. 2 of my graduate level degrees are from Columbus State University. So local grown product. I'm excited to be coming back to Columbus and getting to work, but I wouldn't be where I am without great educators and the Muskogee County School District throughout my life, and I thank you for that. I've been blessed throughout my career to work with tremendous people during my career, from starting at Allen Elementary and then going to Blanchard Elementary and Arnold Magnet Academy, and currently I'm in Godley Station and Savannah, Georgia, but just tremendous people along the way that I've been able to learn from and gather tremendous advice throughout my career. Our vision at Veterans Memorial Middle School is going to be that we're going to create a climate and a culture where our staff and our students are successful, where staff enjoys coming to work and where students enjoy coming to school. We want a positive and safe climate, and that's going to be our goal from day one. We want student achievement to be at a high, all-time high level. We're going to pursue that relentlessly, I promise you that, and we're excited to get to work at Veterans for that. I'm honored, like I said, excited and very humbled this evening to be appointed the principal at Veterans Memorial Middle School. I know we will accomplish great things together for the students and the community. And thank you once again this evening for having me and electing me. Rangers lead the way, and Veterans is going to be an excellent school, I promise you. Thank you so much.
Welcome home.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Item 5.03, the superintendent is recommending Kelly McKinney as the new school nutrition director.
We vote.
I move approval, Williams.
I'd like to second the motion. Chambers.
Motion, second by Ms. Chambers. Are there any questions? We are ready to vote now. All right, that passes. Ms. McKenzie, congratulations to you.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Lewis and Madam Chair and the board members. I'm grateful for this opportunity to be able to serve the Muskogee County School District in this capacity. It's been a pleasure to work with such an amazing and remarkable group the past 5 years. I also want to say thank you to the Lord for his path that he's provided for me. It's just a blessing to look back and see what plans he had for me 30 years ago when I started working in a restaurant. And here we are. And like Robert Ogburn, I'm also a product of Muskogee County and went to Clubview, Richards, and Hardaway. So that's kind of neat. So, I'm excited to continue where I'm at and what I've been doing. I first want to thank my husband, Troy McKenzie, and my children, Daniel, Katie Ann, and Pearson, for being so supportive and patient. And I also want to thank our wonderful school nutrition employees. School nutrition would not be a success without each one of them. And lastly, I must thank and send a heartfelt thank you to Susan Slater. She has been an amazing mentor and shared her vast knowledge of school nutrition with me over the past 5 years. And to echo Kathy Williams, Susan has brought this program to another level. I could never replace her, but I vow to continue her vision. School nutrition is a program for the students, and as long as we keep the students at the heart of all decisions, we will be successful. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations again.
Thanks.
Yeah, Madam Chair, before we leave the appointments, I just want to acknowledge the fact that there's a generational change within our district. It's something that we should celebrate, and it's also something we have tried to acknowledge very much, because we're passing the baton on every single level, in the classroom, in administration and nutrition and everything. And to those who came before us, or those that we're passing on, thank you, because you built the bridge, you built the foundation, and I'm so pleased to acknowledge all of that. But I'm also I'm very anxious about seeing the new professionals that come before us, the new energy, and we've seen it tonight, and I'm just thrilled. So, yeah, this is pretty cool.
Thank you for that. Item 5.04 is the student handbook for school year 2022. It's been on 30 days and we're ready to vote on it. That was a motion by Ms. Buckner. Second.
Williams will second.
By Ms. Williams. And are there any questions? We are ready to vote. All right, that passes. Item 5.05 is an item for us to approve honorary diplomas. We have two.
I'd like to move to approve.
Motion by Ms. Second. Second by Ms. Buckner. And they are both from Shaw High School, I believe. Any questions, board members? We're ready to vote. They are both from Shaw High School. It's in honor of Courtney White and Jeremiah Allen. And that motion passes. Thank you. Item 5.06 is the naming of the gym floor for Columbus High School.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Madam Chair, it's my pleasure to make the motion to name the gym floor at Columbus High School, name the gym floor at Columbus High School after Donna Fleming in recognition of her accomplishments as head volleyball coach at Columbus High School. And some of those accomplishments are 3 state championships, several Final Fours and Elite Eights, and because of her outstanding coaching skills, students have been able to receive college scholarships and continue their education. And my child was one of those children.
Madam Chair, I'd like to second that motion wholeheartedly.
Motion by Ms. Buckner and second by Ms. Williams. Any other comments or questions? We're ready to vote now. And that passes. Congratulations and thank you, Coach Fleming.
Absolutely well deserved.
Madam Chair, before we go into presentations and consent, I might have missed it, and I apologize if I did, but I'd like to move for Vanessa Jackson's absence to be approved.
We did. Thank you so very much for pointing that out again. Next, we'll have 6.01 is the overview of our tentative fiscal year 22 budget.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ms. Bloodworth, our Chief Financial Officer, will present some updated information we've had to this point as far as revenues and expenditures and give you a tentative update on that information. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Bloodworth.
Thank you for allowing me to come tonight and give you this update on where we are with the budget process for the FY22 budget. Before we begin with the 22 budget, I wanted to give a reminder of where we were with the 21 budget. At the time the 21 budget was adopted in August, the projected revenues for the general fund was down $12 million from FY20. With the reintroduction of the austerity reduction to the QBE funding formula. In that budget, we included a step increase, but we also included furlough days ranging from 5 to 7 days. We also had various position and operating expenditures cut that were from the budget. Included in that were expenditures moved from the general fund budget into the CARES Act funding to include textbooks, behavior support contract, and the custodial contract. There's been other CARES Act spending, but the items I mentioned related to normal general fund expenditures. I'll provide a detail of the CARES Act spending at next month's meeting. All of these items combined for the FY21 adopted budget, we projected to use $11 million of fund balance, which would have left us with approximately $25 million in fund balance. I'm pleased to report that during the year, we have anticipated revenue higher than what we did at the time of the adopted budget. The anticipated revenue increases come from property taxes, mostly related to the title ad valorem tax. And also as part of the governor's midterm budget adjustment, the state added back 60% of the austerity reduction, or close to $10 million. With that, we're anticipating expenditures to be less than the original budgeted amount. These savings are seen in the area of substitutes, where we budgeted similar to 2020, but we have not had as many subs as what we had during that time. A couple other areas that we have as far as savings are bus drivers and the part-time police. Some of the operation areas we are seeing savings is fuel, the maintenance of buses, professional services, and travel. With the expenditures, with the increase in revenue, along with the decrease in expected expenditures, the district is anticipating that we will be able to add $5 million to fund balance to bring the anticipated balance to $42 million. Last, I wanted to bring a high-level view of the tentative budget that we'll be presenting next month. The district goal for the FY22 budget was to have zero use of fund balance in order to start the process of rebuilding fund balance that we have used over the recent years. We started with revenue. Starting with the revenue, we're expecting a $12 million increase from the 2021 adopted budget, making it closer to what we are anticipating at the end of this year. This increase is coming once again from the property taxes, mostly again related to the title ad valorem tax. With that, we are proposing
not to increase the millage rate. We will keep that at the 23.321 that we have had for many years. In addition, there is the increase in QBE, mainly from a decrease in austerity reduction, similar to what we saw at midterm. And before we get into the expenditures part of the FY22 budget, I wanted to mention that we're restoring the transfer out to the library to 1.5 mils, which is going to be an increase of about $900,000 over the FY21 amount. Now back to the expenditure piece. We're projecting a small overall increase in expenditures charged to the general fund. These changes in expenditures include a step increase for pay scales with the step for both certified and non-certified staff, no furlough days, the mandatory increase in the TRS rate. And we are also adding back some of the expenditures we cut last year, items like the Coca-Cola Space Science contract and plant services, repairs, and maintenance. The biggest changes with expenditures came from moving expenditures to the CARES Act. This included moving around 180 positions for a total approximately $10 million in salaries and benefits to the CARES Act funding. In 2021, we are using the CARES Act funding to restore the furlough days. In addition, the behavior support program with no change and the textbooks with an increase of $2 million remained in the CARES Act, same as last year. We're also exchanging the custodial contract of $2.9 million for the utilities totaling $5 million in that CARES Act funding. The total CARES Act funding to support continuity of services related to operations increased from $9.5 million in 2021 to $13.5 million in 2022 for a combined use of CARES funding to close to $24 million. By leveraging the CARES Act funding, this has allowed us to project zero use of fund balance, leaving us with an anticipated fund balance of $42 million that we project to start the year with. For the 21 budget, we were faced with some hard decisions, including furloughs and cutting positions. With the CARES Act funding, we did not have to endure those additional cuts for the FY22 while trying to reopen schools and working to close the learning gap. This funding has allowed us time to strategically plan for the necessary changes to truly balance the general fund budget. And what's coming next for us is next month, I will be providing a more detailed presentation on the FY22 tentative budget and the use of the CARES Act funding. And that will be at the June 7th meeting, where we will vote on the, ask you to vote on the tentative budget. Also at that meeting, we'll ask you to set the tentative millage rate. The final budget and millage rate adoption will occur at the June 21st meeting. And between now and June 7th, we will advertise the 5-year history along with the tentative budget on our website and in the newspaper, letting the public know of the dates and times for these meetings. Any questions at this point?
Any questions, board members?
Thank you, Ms. Bloodworth.
All right, thank you very much. The last item on our agenda is our consent agenda, board members. Do you have any questions about anything in particular, or do you want to?
I do, Madam Chair, I'd like to request that 7.15 be tabled for just one item, I'm sorry. For this item number 1, CBM Solutions. I've had a lot of questions on that. I don't think it's time sensitive, so if the board would just allow me to ask for that one item to be tabled so I can just delve down a little bit on it. Questions have just come recently. I'm still trying to wrap my hands around what they are from the constituents.
It's just the 1 and the 2?
It's just number 1, CBM Solutions. It's just some of the gym floors. Question,
okay.
I just have a question on the specs.
Okay.
I don't think it's time sensitive, so I'll just ask the board's indulgence to please just table that one item until next month.
Any questions?
Madam Chair, you need a motion to table it?
We need to pull it out separately.
Just pull it out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Any other questions about it or any other item in the consent agenda? No? All right, then we will vote on the consent agenda with the exception of 7 point.
Need a motion.
Item number 1.
Item number 1 in 7.15. We need a motion for that.
I'd like to move that we approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 7.15, item 1.
I'd like to second the motion.
All right, that was motion by Ms. Williams, second by Ms. Chambers. Any other questions? Then we're ready to vote electronically on that one, and then we'll come back and take a hand vote, board member. So we're ready to vote. All right, consent agenda passes with that exception. And now I need another
Madam
motion.
Chair, I'd like to request, I'd like to make a motion that we table CBM Solutions, Inc., that one item till next month, just for due diligence. So 7.15, number 1, on the gym floor refurbishing for 30 days till the next meeting.
Second.
I'll second the motion.
Second by Ms. Chambers. Any other questions, board members? We'll take a hand vote if there are none. All right, all in favor of tabling that one item? Any opposed? All right, that passes. We'll bring it back next month.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Lewis, you have an update or anything?
I sure do. First of all, as you all know, we get to celebrate one of the great milestone events in young people's lives starting this week with graduations throughout the week, starting tomorrow evening, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all day Saturday. So we congratulate all of the class of 2021 who, if there's ever been a class that's persevered, it has been this one. So congratulations to all the graduates. We wish you all the best in your future ahead. Also, we have some, as you heard this evening, we have some retirements, and I would be remiss if I didn't take an opportunity to recognize Mr. Mark Hanner, longtime principal at Johnson Elementary, be retiring this year, as well as Gayla Childs, who is currently the principal at Veterans Memorial Middle School. We've already mentioned Susan Schlater, and as of this afternoon, Robbie Holt, who is completing 40 years of service to our school district, the last several as our fine arts director. So we wish them all the very best in their next chapter of their lives.
So Dr. Lewis, did you give them like final approval to do this? Because I'm not sure we were asked for final approval of all this.
Not a one of them asked permission.
I would just say deny Robbie Holtz.
Yeah. Well, granted, but nonetheless, also we did have a great celebration this past week at Spencer High School, the naming of the athletic facilities in honor and recognition of Monk Johnson, James Monk Johnson. So again, congratulations to him. Also, want to acknowledge and recognize something. As you know, we work very closely with our Department of Health. And as of this afternoon, we are pleased to announce that, as most of you know, that the approval has been given for students 12 and up to begin getting the vaccinations. And as a result of that, we are working with in concert with our Department of Public Health to offer another clinic, vaccination clinic, using the Pfizer vaccine. It'll be available to all MCSD parents, students, and staff. The first dose will be administered on June the 2nd and the second dose on June 24th. from 4 to 7 at Rainy McCullers School of the Arts. The Department of Health will be providing additional details for signups and that sort of thing. We'll be getting that out, but just want to let everybody know that just came to fruition this afternoon. So again, we want to encourage all of those parents and students who are interested, 12 and up, to sign up when that opportunity becomes available. That will help us provide more convenience for our parents, but also obviously encourage more in-person instruction for those who want to avail themselves of that opportunity. Again, that's June 2nd and June 24th from 4 to 7 at Rainy McCullers School of the Arts. We're very pleased by that as well. And then just to let everybody, just to reiterate what was said earlier, we are continuing to work with our medical panel. Please rest assured that the medical panel are experts in their field. We're very proud of the time that they have donated and given to us, often on their lunch hours, spending time with us, researching and providing the most up-to-date information. We have continued to make adjustments throughout the course of this past year, and we'll continue to do so going forward. Based on the newest guidance and in concert with them, we have eliminated masks outside. We will continue those masks for the remainder of the school year and going into the summer program. But then for the next school year, we're continuing to monitor that, and we're expecting new guidance from the CDC to evaluate for the beginning of the next school year. And as I've already mentioned, we are planning a full return to in-person instruction next fall with a very restricted, and I do want to emphasize restricted, virtual option for the medically fragile, either students or people in their households that may be medically fragile, balanced with how the student may have done academically on in the virtual environment this past year. So we're taking that all into consideration, and that information is being finalized, and we'll be getting that out to parents. And also, we are beginning our summer learning program starting June 1st and looking forward to accommodating and hosting our students at the pre-K, our kindergarten through 8th grade, and of course our credit recovery for high school. And that all begins on June 1st. So a lot going on the next couple of weeks. But again, we also want to take this opportunity to recognize and thank all of our retiring educators and staff members, many of whom have given so many years to the school district. We can't thank them enough. We know that it's still a virtual environment, but we are planning a nice recognition for them as well. But we just want to say thank you, this opportunity to thank them for all their work and their commitment and dedication and service to the students and families of Muskogee County. Thank you all with a genuine and heartfelt thanks.
Dr. Lewis, if I can ask a question. When you say there's going to be a vaccine clinic June the 2nd and the 24th, who's going to administer the vaccine?
That'll be the Department of Health.
Okay, so the Department of Health is going to offer it to our students.
Right.
Okay, perfect.
And students, staff, and parents of MCSD.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Sounds good.
And very much like we did our two previous clinics where the Department of Health is the one who works on administering the vaccine, we're facilitating all the other aspects of that from a logistics standpoint.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
And I have one question or comment.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is in regard to what Dr. Lewis said about when we're starting back to school in the fall. We're planning for a full student participation and a limited virtual option.
Correct.
So are we doing also for planning a limited virtual option for employees? Because, we actually did have some problems with complaints and we can discuss this later, but I'm just saying, is there going to be limited employees as people maybe at the APEC building? Would that be restricted also in a limited way?
It'll be on a case-by-case basis, again, measuring their medical situation against how their ability to perform their jobs remotely. So it's a combination of those two things, but there is an option for it, but it'll be very much on a very limited basis. Again, very much like the students, medical, and then based on their ability to perform their job satisfactorily, either on past performance or ability to do that with connectivity, things of that nature. So it's a very
Is it, the term that was used for students was limited. I was just wondering.
Restricted.
Okay, well, that will be restricted to them.
Correct.
Just as a reminder, the telecommute policy was not a response to COVID. It just happened to come around about the same time, and we want to make sure that we are not linking that as a response to the pandemic. But the telecommute is available for, consideration on a case-by-case basis for any situation or circumstance that our employees may face.
Thank you, Ms. Green, for pointing that out. But of course, I did know that. I was going back to the term limited students, or restricted students. I was going to make sure that that's also on a capacity, since we said restricted students, then also be restricted employees too. And I threw in at the Impact Building because that's where we had all our discussions and problems with other employees writing the school board members. So that's why I threw that in. And of course, we've said it all along that this has nothing to do with the pandemic. We had said that. Our HR person explained it very well several times and had it written down. So it's been explained that way. But I was just going back. If it's restricted here, is it going to be restricted there?
Good question.
All right. Also, I wanted to remind our parents that it's time to register kids for the upcoming school year. The last report we had, the numbers were still low. So we want to make sure that our parents are reminded to go on and register. And that's done electronically off the MCSD website as it were last year. We got the summer school registrations done. Now we need to get the regular school year. I'm talking to myself, preaching to the choir. Get those registrations done. Anything else, board members?
Dr. Lewis, what was the final count for summer school?
We're still waiting to hear about the high schools, but we're approaching 6,000 between pre-K and kindergarten through 8th grade in total. And then we're still waiting for the high school numbers. So we'll be over, I'm pretty confident we'll be over 6,000 students at this point in time. And we're still looking at matching teachers with students so we make sure the students are receiving the best instruction from the appropriately certified staff.
Good. Thank you.
Anything else?
Madam Chair, I'd like to offer motion to adjourn.
I'd like to second the motion.
All right, motion and second. All in favor, do a wave. Good night, wave.
Good night.
Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good night.
Good night.